But the problem is in a free will zone like Earth, the human beings who live here have to give their consent to choose whether to follow the light or the dark. The negative beings behind all of this wanted to set up a new god as lord of this world, Lucifer, and wanted a proxy vote for their hostile takeover. They wanted to persuade enough of humanity to voluntarily accept Lucifer over the creator of the universe. The only way they can accomplish this acceptance, however, is by outright lies, deception, and duplicity, because if people knew the true agenda of these controllers, the majority of humanity would never ever accept this. I believe that these beings with a negative agenda devised a complicated
Hey everybody, Rudy here. Haven't done a recording in a while, so I was like, screw it. Well, I just got off work. I'll go ahead and say a few things. I just got through listening to a Michelle Gibson video where she goes over. I really like her videos a lot. I need to get into it again about her and her escapades about following the money, right? The Rockefellers and all that good stuff, the oil barons. You can link that back to the kings and queens of England, etc. I'm pretty sure there's French queens and kings in there that you can link it back to as well. But it's all, it's just all shenanigans to keep us distracted, doped up, fighting amongst each other, keeping us in animal farms, etc. There's one particular part in Michelle Gibson's video, and I'll put a link in the description. The title of the video is The Ways We Were Kept Asleep, where she follows the money and whatnot. And one particular part where she talks about how if we only knew the way we were being duped, right? She uses the word duplicity. They use duplicity to trick us, to trick Eve into eating the apple, causing the fall of humanity. And Adam was a dope too. He went along with it. You know, he was the simp. He was the first simp. I've talked about that before. Adam was the world's first simp. It's really funny when you think about it. And you gotta throw a little comedy in. To me, it's funny. It might not be funny to y'all, but maybe it's a little more serious. Maybe you're a simp and the word simp makes you mad. It's like, oh, using that word simp, I've heard it before. I've heard guys that don't like the word simp because they are simps. And most men are simps. That's just the sad reality. If you're in the West and you're a male, 9 times out of 10, 90% of y'all, 95% of y'all, a bunch of simps. You know, you love your mommy, you worship wifey, you kiss your girlfriend's feet, you clean her feet, you know, all that good stuff. And the women eat it up, right? But it's your fault. And it's everybody's fault. She goes about in the video saying that if humanity only knew how we were duped, how they use duplicity to, her word, duplicity, how they use duplicity to trick us into being hypnotized, right? We're hypnotized. Most people are hypnotized. I'm hypnotized, you're hypnotized. But you and I are a little more, I'm getting tired of the word awake, but it's the best word I have. So you and I are a little more awake than the average person. I'm not saying I'm better than anyone else, but we see things wrong with the world that other people don't, or they put their head in the sand and they don't want to listen. And that's kind of going to be my point of this video, where Michelle Gibson goes along to say that if humanity only knew how they use duplicity to trick us into this realm. And she thinks it's through coercion, and I don't think it is at all. I don't think there's duplicity involved at all, to be honest. There is, but there isn't. It's not complicated, but it is at the same time. Because a lot of people are like in a symbiotic relationship with this egregore, this demon, this Black Mirror reality. I'm not saying the Black Mirror is demonic, but the Black Mirror is being used. It's being used as a weapon against us, even though we're the ones that create reality. We're being used to manifest what they want, quote unquote. They, quote unquote, want. So it's like, and we're promised, material things, bread and circuses and wealth beyond our wildest dreams, cake and ice cream, video games, movies, celebrities, etc. We're promised bread and circuses as long as we stay in line. As long as you keep going to work and get involved in this capitalist system and don't kill each other, you're good, right? That's what the law enforcement's for, to make sure your ass stays in line. Just go to work and shut up, right? Basically. And that's what your family wants too. Your family wants you to go to work, be quiet, and don't talk about these things, because it hurts their brains. It's their pineal gland decalcifying. That's the pain they feel in their skull when you start bringing these things up, and that's why they lash out. They lash out emotionally. They get all emotional. They get entangled in your reality, and they don't like it. It's like throwing holy water on a demon, essentially. But Michelle Gibson said that 90%, or the majority, he didn't say 90%, he said majority of human beings would snap out of it if they only knew. And I'm like, no, you're dead wrong. Like, people are going along with it, and they just got, like I said, they just have their head in the sands about it. They just go along with the mess. They go along with whatever their family wants. Like I said, whatever wifey wants. Wifey knows she's got her husband by the balls, so she's going to keep abusing. She's going to abuse the children. She's going to abuse the husband, and the husband deserves it. But the thing is, the children don't deserve it, because they were thrown into this mess. But they have responsibility too, because their spiritual higher selves agreed to be here, and I do believe that. Like, I do believe I agreed to be here. And I know it's strange to a lot of people. It's like, who in their right mind, let's say for instance, you get wrapped up in child trafficking. Let's say you're a 5-year-old little Mexican girl, and this is horrible, I know, but it's like, this is a reality. Like, how does someone like me justify saying that they agreed to be in this realm when they're a 5-year-old Colombian or whatever Mexican girl being sold into some wicked trafficking scheme? And I don't know. I don't have the meta knowledge that's required to answer a question like that. But I do know that whatever soul agreed to be here, that's with that child, that's looking over it, agreed to witness those events for some reason. And then, like I said, I know it's serious. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm not trying to sweep it under the rug. It's horrible what's going on with this human trafficking business. But like I said, the people involved are just going along with it. And it's like, that's the thing. The people that are involved in these trafficking schemes, the adults, they get their jollies off on this, that just sell children, they sell grown women to these perverts without batting an eyelash. And maybe they do bat an eyelash. I don't know anyone in that business, but it's like, even if they knew, like, deep in their soul, deep in their heart, in their heart-centered reality, they know it's a reality trick. They know it's an egregore, and that they're being separated into animal farms so that they can fight amongst each other. They know it. Like, it's just a matter of, I don't know what it's going to take, guys. I really don't. Forgiveness is the big one, but you can't convince the world to forgive. And when I make videos, I'm just working on one person at a time. It's like, just stick to my guns. I'm sticking to my guns. It's like, forgiveness is the way. Like, forgive your mother, forgive your father. You need to forgive the people that traumatized you. Whatever adult traumatized you, you need to understand that whoever put them through it is the reason they're acting out in this fashion, or they acted out in that fashion. Your mother is acting crazy because her mother acted crazy, and her mother acted crazy, etc. And it goes back. It just keeps going back in time. I think that's all I have to say, guys. Short video, I know. I'll do something longer soon. I'm figuring things out right now. Nothing going on really, nothing personal, just this metaphysics stuff. Really trying to figure things out. A riddle, I guess you could say, trying to figure out this riddle of nuclear disarmament and how it relates to other things, because I know it does. Anyway, guys, I think that's all. You have a great morning. Bye-bye.